it's hard to look at. 40 years ago today, I graduated high school. 2 days later, I'm in Navy boot camp. Wow, sorry about that. Let me see. Today is Wednesday, June 3rd, 2026. It changed a little bit in the last 40 years. So yesterday was horrible. No video yesterday because I had, you can't even click on it, $19. Two orders, maybe three. But I did recover yesterday to 163. We're off to 870 today. 12 orders going out for 156. And it has to do with me having to do eBay's job. And if you're here for the thumbnail, I'll talk about it quickly and then you can scutter off. So yeah, when since I sell postcards, majority of them go eBay standard envelope. I offer free shipping. Some other sellers off, add on $1 or less, maybe $1.25 for eBay standard shipping. But buyers think you're gonna pack it like priority mail and securely pack it with steel plating so it doesn't get bent. And I get those messages all the time that please mark the envelope do not bend, which the post office doesn't abide by. And if they do, you could be upcharged for non-machinable rate, or I guess it could be returned to you, but buyers don't know this. And I get this message all the time. Mark do not bend, put it between two pieces of cardboard so it doesn't get bent in the mail. And when you click on shipping details for eBay standard envelope, all it does is it's going to ship. It doesn't tell you it's going to have limited tracking. It cannot be stiffened. It has to go through the sorting machine, so it has to be non-rigid. And they don't tell buyers this, and it's up to me as a seller to educate buyers about the limitations of eBay standard envelope. So I got a really good offer on a postcard yesterday, and as I always do, and I talk about it in my preventative maintenance video, I want to be proactive and prevent any possible issues with bad buyers. And I looked at this person's feedback that they left for other sellers, and I noticed that they make it a point to point out that the envelope wasn't marked do not bend and it wasn't stiffened to prevent bending. This one they left a positive, but down here they left a neutral. And I'm very protective of my feedback. People say, don't worry about feedback. I worry about feedback. As a 28-year seller on eBay with 100% feedback, I go above and beyond. I've earned that 100%, and I want to keep that 100%. And I want to do everything in my power to prevent uneducated buyers from leaving me neutral or negative feedbacks for something that's beyond my control. So this buyer obviously does not understand the limitations of eBay standard envelope, the free or cheap shipping method. So I wrote a response and I had ChatGPT just clean it up and make it more presentable, because I write how I talk and it doesn't always make sense. I'm acknowledging their fair offer, but before I accept it, I want to make sure that we're on the same page regarding shipping, because also in my description, I put that blurb about the limitations of eBay standard envelope, what to expect when it says delivered, but it's not actually delivered, blah, 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 blah. So I have to lay all this out, that it by doing these things, it's a violation of eBay standard envelope rules. I'm not going to do it. In the 28 years I've been selling, 100,000 postcards, no issues. And I give them the option to back out if they want to. Their response was that they're going to try mine. Like I'm the only seller on eBay offering the eBay standard envelope, that they understand the risk, which it's not their risk. And but I'm glad that I reached out to them, and I'm the one who had to educate them, is what kind of ticks me off. So again, I thank them for the understanding. I've accepted their offer. Tell them that eBay doesn't do a good job with educating buyers about eBay Standard Envelope. I link the article about eBay Standard Envelope and the limitations, explain it a little bit more detail, and advise them that it's not their risk, it's my risk and eBay's risk, that if it's lost or damaged, they'll get a full refund. I have free returns, and also just another gentle reminder about the tracking limitations for it. Again, I do it because I want to avoid possible neutrals or negatives. I usually ignore those messages asking me to ship it this way. But again, when I check their feedback, they make a point of dinging sellers for not doing it how they requested. If you don't ship with eBay Standard Envelope, obviously this video is not for you. If you ship by eBay Standard Envelope and you've run into that before, I always check feedback, check their feedback. If it's an issue, you can pause the screen and copy word for word if you want what I sent in my first message. That's up to you. So anyway, I just want to bring that to your attention. I shouldn't do eBay's job for them. And even though I didn't do a everybody video yesterday, I did do a members only video about some scanning issues and how to correct them. If you want to check that out, I do have a membership below. $4.99. Cancel anytime you wish. So I sold some airplane photo or postcards, and I believe they did go 40% off. I'm not sure if he used his discount code I love spinach, get 10% off your order. Not sure if they used it or not. Nice sale here. Since I didn't do a video, yesterday it actually freed me up to do some other stuff. Today's going to take a little longer because I had to edit it in that opening. I can't remember where I bought it, but don't imagine I spent more than $1 or $2 on that one. Members, I'll talk about that in a video here. A live video either today or tomorrow. I'm thinking more along the lines of tomorrow. There's that one. And that one gives a top loader or a side loader, whatever you want to call them. So how about you guys? Do you answer those little notes? They shouldn't even be allowed to, put those notes in message to buyer after you've already bought it. They're trying to change the terms of shipping or add other stuff. Sometimes it's just a simple thank you. That's fine. But when they want to start changing parameters of the sale, that's when I have problems with it. Sold an Edith Cavell postcard. This is AA34. I always buy these when I come across them. If you know anything about World War I history, she was a nurse who was giving aid to the Allied. I can't remember if it was French soldiers or soldiers from the Netherlands, but the Germans or whoever, the Axis, killed her. And so she died a martyr. And anytime I find her postcards, I always pick them up because they always sell. There's monuments, there's mountains named after her. So pretty interesting story. If you're into history and if you're selling postcards, you probably should be into history. If you aren't. And but anyway, I always pick those up because they always sell. DA4. So I got a whole bunch of scanning done yesterday. Just going to turn that into listing. Did work in the garage some. That's slowly coming along. This is Oak Island, North Carolina. like a fishing pier. I have no idea if this pier is still there. I didn't do that much research into it. Can't remember how much I paid, and it went on a best offer. It says $250 on the back. I don't know. I may have paid that. Not 100% sure. Ooh, what was that? Whistle. Or throat whistle. I don't know what that was. So there's that one. Got some named babies. I usually don't pick up or list real photos of people unless it's something really interesting. I just really don't. I know some people make really good money off of postcards that show named people on them. I just don't like the research. Make sure that's the right one. Yeah, that's the right one. It says that's the second one, so I'm not sure exactly where the first one is. Maybe I already sold it. Not 100% sure. But anyway, that one's sold. Yeah, I just don't like the research involved, and I know some people really enjoy that. I'm just not one of them. So we got the bebes going out. Got a serigraph going out, Santa Barbara. I bought a whole bunch of these for $1 each. And some can be really, really good sellers. And some only sell for $7, but they're really cool. I do have a members video about serigraphs. If you want to watch, no pressure, don't have to, but it's there if you want. Next is Cascade Park in Newcastle, Pennsylvania. Went to a viewer. Thank you for watching. They found me on the Lonnie and Ryan podcast. I was on that about a month or so ago. And they wanted a little piece of their hometown. My first wife was from Newcastle. Not a nice person. There's that. She wanted to improve employee relations by sleeping with her employees. Naughty, naughty. So thank you for that purchase. Airplane postcard. Keep an eye out for movie photo. Although I've flooded the market. I really have flooded the market since I bought the aviation million postcard collection. They were kind of rare until I found thousands upon thousands in that collection. But still, some can sell pretty well. This was shocking. Sold a harness racing photo. Highly recommend against buying harness racing 8x10 photos. That's a tough sell. So it was about a year and a half ago I listed these. I think this might be the third one out of like 50 I've sold. I'm not even sure if I've made my money back yet. So yeah, definitely 1 out of 5 stars on that. Victorian trade card, and yes, they can go eBay standard envelope. Usually buy them for $1, and they usually only sell for $10 to $12, but it looks like I did get 17 out of this one. Hopefully it's still in here. Yep, there it is. So keep an eye out for those. Okay, the last one that's showing is Cape May. Cape May, New Jersey beach scene. Not one of the better beachy town bolos, which again I have a members video about beachy town bolos. Hopefully I have it in this this section unless I know. There it is. So there's that one. I'll do a quick refresh, see if anything else came in. Reminder, this Saturday, another Keeper Pass giveaway show over on Whatnot. Come win some free stuff. And this is going to be the Covered Bridge edition. And postcard shows this week: Austin, Texas; New York, big one up in New York; Hilliard, Ohio; Huntsville, Alabama. Go see my buddy Steve. Laser Bargains will be set up there. There's like 6 or 8 other postcard vendors, but also stamps and coins. So Huntsville, Alabama, go see Steve. And then we have toward the end of the month, South Bend, Indiana, and then into July. I may go to this one in July, but I'm not 100% sure. So get to a postcard show. Okay, everybody, I thank you for watching. Like and subscribe if you want to. I'm not going to tell you what to do. And members, keep an eye out for upcoming live video. Thank you very much. Bye.